Good morning, dear students. In the last video, we have seen about the plastids, types of plastids, and structure of chloroplast. Now, today we will see three more organelles: vacuoles, centrosomes, and peroxisomes. So, here is about vacuoles. Vacuoles are present in eukaryotic cells such as plants and fungi. They are also found in some protista group, animals, and bacterial cells. Mostly, vacuoles are found in eukaryotic plants and fungi, in some of the animals, in some of the bacterial cells, and some protista group living organism. They also have vacuoles present in them. The vacuoles are membrane-bound, fluid-filled storage sacs present in the cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, vacuoles are present. It has its own boundary, membrane, outer covering, and it is a storage house of fluid filled inner sacs. That means small bag-like structures in which a storing material fluid is filled, which has its own boundary, and that bag-like structure filled with fluid is vacuole. In animal cells, vacuoles are of small size but are more in number. The number of vacuoles in the animal cells are more in number, but their size are very small. In plant cells and fungal cells, vacuoles are of large size, but they are in few number. So here many number together in a small size store the fluid, and here few number but large size store the fuel, that is fluid. In mature plant cells, the small vacuoles fuse to form a single and large central vacuole. As the plants grow from younger tender age to the mature plant, that means the big plants, then in big plants the cells are mature. So small vacuoles slowly and gradually fuse into each other. They merge into each other and form a single large central vacuole. That means it comes in the center of the cell. Vacuoles in plant cells are filled with a fluid called cell sap. As I told, vacuoles are like a bag, and it is the storage house of a fluid required for the plants, required for the cells. That fluid is called cell sap. What is that cell sap? Cell sap is rich in minerals, sugar, organic acids, and carbohydrates. Right? Fluid, that means it may be water, it may be blood, it may be lymph. Cytoplasm is also fluid, protoplasm is also fluid. Here cell is present in vacuole. It is also fluid, liquid, and what does it contains? It is very rich in minerals, sugar, organic acids, carbohydrates. Because of the central position of vacuoles, as I have explained here, that in mature plants small vacuoles fixes with each other and become a single large vacuole as a central position. So because of the central position of vacuoles in plant cells, the nucleus and other organelles in the plant cells are pushed to the side of the cell. In unicellular organisms, there are special vacuoles. They are called contractile vacuoles. Unicellular organisms, they have only one cell to perform all the processes, and so they have a special type of vacuoles which are called contractile. The word helps us to get the idea that as per the need, the vacuoles contracts and expands to make the fluid which is present in it to come out and to remain in. Vacuoles function is here It helps plant cells to remain turgid and rigid. Turgid, that means it remains plumpy because of the presence of fluid, and rigid, though they remain in a fluid, plumpy, but they remains rigid also, firm at that same place. So vacuole help plant cells to remain turgid and rigid due to the presence of cell shape. They are associated with the maintenance of water balance. They are also helping in the water balance of the cell. Each cell organelle and each cell present in the living organisms, their body water balance is associated with the vacuoles. They help in osmoregulation. Osmoregulation, that means internal pressure of the living organism's body. Osmoregulation, that means the maintenance of internal pressure in the cell. They also help in the growth of plant parts by increasing in size and causing cell elongation. They themselves increase in size, and as they increase in size, because of their size increase and they have to remain in the cell also elongates. This is how they help growth of plant, and this is how the plant slowly and gradually grows from tender saplings to the matured plants. They store various substances including waste products. They store the fluid, as I just explained further, minerals, sugar, organic acids, that means acids which are useful, that means which can be eatable. They are the organic acids. Carbohydrates, compounds which are consisting carbon and hydrogen. So they are storing this all vacuoles. With this, they also store some waste products also, which are unwanted to the cell. So if we want to understand in a very simple manner, then vacuoles are those organelles which maintains the fluid and the water in the cell. Now it is about centrosomes. Centrosomes. Centrosomes is found only in animal cells. Plant cells lack centrosome. Lack, that means they doesn't have. Why they doesn't have? Because polar caps present in them perform the role of centrioles. In the plant cell, on the polar side, that means at the top and at the bottom end of the cell, there are certain caps, certain substances or organelles which performs the role of the centriole. Role of the centriole is to reproduction helping, and in plant these polar caps helps as a centrioles, so the centrosome are not present in plant, whereas centrosome consists of centrioles, and that is why they are present in animal cell. Centrosome is a small protoplasmic structure. Protoplasmic, we know what is protoplasm. Liquid, fluid, viscous, sticky, in which the cell develops. Like this, centrosomes are small and they are having a protoplasmic structure. That means the structure is like protoplasm, which is present near the nucleus in the cytoplasm. Near the nucleus in the cytoplasm, centrosomes are found. It is found lying in the center of the cell. If you have seen animal cell and plant cell, which I have uploaded earlier, in that animal cell, if you have seen, I have drawn centrioles, spindle of microtubes, that is centrioles. That means a group of very thin tubes together is called spindle of microtubules, that is centrioles. A centrosome consists of two small granules called centrioles lying at right angles to each other. They are lying at right angles to each other. That means if one is lying like this, then the other is lying vertically. If one is lying horizontal, other will lie vertical. It means they will make the 90 degree. This is how, right? So here the group of tubules will be there. And another group of tubules will be like this. See, they are making 90 degree. So they are arranged in this manner. The centrioles are not membrane bound, but they don't have their membrane and are found in the form of a hollow microcylinder that is open at one or both the ends in the form of spindles like this. They don't have their own complete boundary, but they are microtubules, very thin tubes open at one or at both ends. See, I have shown you. And they are forming a group which is termed as spindle. During cell division, the centrioles separate and migrate to the opposite poles of the cell. See, in plants already polar caps are there, top and bottom. So there is no necessity of centrioles there. But here when a parent cell divides into the smaller daughter cell, that means when cell division takes place, this centriole separates and one part go to the one pole and another part goes to the another pole. During cell division, the centrioles separate and migrate to the opposite poles of the cell. The centrioles are made up of microtubules, very small tubes. What are the functions? Centrosome helps in spindle formation during cell division. During cell division, they will first form as a spindle like this group, and then they will separate towards the two different poles, top pole and bottom pole, during the cell division. Centriole plays an important role in the formation of cilia and flagella. Cilia and flagella are the very small hair-like structure, very small hair-like structure in some of the organisms covered throughout their body. If you have seen the eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells, in the previous notes I have given the figure. There, if you see in prokaryotic and eukaryotic, one tail-like structure is there. That is the flagella. And in some organisms, very small hair-like structure in whole surface body is there. That is cilia, which helps the body to locomote. That means to do the motion. Centrioles take part in the formation of sperm tail. Formation of the sperm tail. Sperm cells are present in the male gametes and they have elongated shape, head at the top and tail at the bottom. It is also shown in our different size and shapes of the cell where I have drawn that. So that tail formation is because of the centrioles. Centrosomes also help in the formation of new centrioles. Centrosomes are those protoplasmic structure which are helpful to prepare such type of centrioles in a group. And the next is now. So this is about the centrosomes. The last organelle is about peroxisomes. Peroxisomes are also called microbodies, small and single membrane bound organelle. They have covering not double but only one membrane. Microbody, that means small, present in both animal and plant cells. The liver and kidney cells of animals contain plenty of peroxisomes. The liver and the kidney of the animal, that means we are also a type of animal, mammalians, right? We do have liver and kidneys, so our liver and kidney cells contains plenty of peroxisomes. In plant cells, these are commonly present in photosynthetic cells. That means mostly into the plastids, because plastids contains chloroplast, and chloroplasts are the photosynthetic cells. So in plant cells, mostly they are found in the photosynthetic cells. Peroxisms are oval or rounded shape, bound by single membrane, and they contain oxidative enzyme. Oxidative, that means those chemical substance which helps in the faster reaction of the body are enzymes. And when these enzymes are oxidative in nature, that means they are rich in the oxidation. Oxygen. The interior part of it contains granules and fibrils. Peroxisomes are such organelles in which there are granules and fibers also. A distinct, that means separate crystalline core of protein called catalase enzyme is present in the center. As I told, it contains oxidative enzyme. But in the center of peroxisomes, where a crystalline core that means very center, crystal form like sugar particles, different protein is there, which is catalase enzyme. These catalase enzymes are responsible for the metabolic activities where hydrogen peroxide, a metabolic product of a cell, is metabolized by the catalase enzyme. Metabolized, that means it's secreted, which is useful for the metabolic activities in a peroxisome. So, hydrogen peroxide is metabolized by catalase enzyme which is rich in protein. The enzymes of peroxisms are derived from ribosomes, which are attached to RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosomes present on endoplasmic reticulum becomes rough endoplasmic reticulum, and peroxisms are derived, that means obtained from such ribosomes. Its function is it contains oxidative enzymes, so metabolism of biochemicals of amino acids, fatty acids, toxins, alcohols in animals, and photorespiration in plant cells takes place. Because of the presence of oxidative enzymes, just I told, enzymes are those chemical substances, biochemical substances, that means chemical which is used in our biological body, living body. So these are the biological substances which helps in the reaction of the body, that is metabolical activities, and oxidative enzyme, that means those enzymes which are rich in oxygen. And because of this peroxisms which are rich in oxidative enzymes, the metabolism which takes place like amino acids, secretions and formation, fatty acids, toxins, alcohols in animals, and photorespiration in plants is carried out by this organelle. They are also responsible for removing toxic substance from the soil. Toxic substance, that means those substances which are harmful to the cell body, right? Which infects, that means the cause of infection when takes place in the cell, it is because of the certain materials which are toxic, that means which contains very concentrated powerful chemical substances which harm the living organisms cell, and in turn they infect the cells and the cells gets damaged, in turn organ system gets damaged. So such substances, toxic substances, are also removed by the help of the peroxisomes. So these are the different organelles of the cells which we have discussed, that is endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, mitochondria, plastids, types of plastids, chloroplast, vacuoles, peroxisomes, and centrosomes. And this is how all help the cells to different types of functions in the different form, and this is how All living metabolical activities and processes are done by the help of all these cell organelles, right? So with this all organelles we have finished. So please go through it properly and read it all very patiently so you can understand it all in a proper manner, how the function of our body takes place, right? Thank you.